Welcome to the Bold Money Revolution podcast. This is your source for straight talking, no fluff, business and high performance conversations that add real depth and value to the way bold leaders live, work, and thrive. I'm your host, Tara Newman. I'm here to show you how to optimize your performance as a leader so that you can grow a business that is profit-rich, efficient, and allows you to generate real, tangible wealth for yourself and others. We are here to help you lead with your values, to perform without overwhelm and burnout, and to do your most important work in the world. Hey, it's Tara, and I want to know, have you ever found yourself lamenting the steep learning curve that comes with business ownership? Sometimes it can feel like a real heavy lift. It's normal to feel like you're spinning your wheels, but not really getting closer to the big aspirations you had when you first started out, or to suddenly hit a plateau that requires you to level up your thinking and know-how so you can pay yourself more, hire some support, and make your life easier. You've mostly tried a lot of things to make more money while working less. You've looked at your money mindset, overcome blocks and limiting beliefs, and have bounced from program to program, trying to find the Goldilocks of strategies for you, something that feels easy on your energy, fun to implement, and gets you paid. Nope, this is not a fairy tale, my friends. It's actually possible. Almost every woman I speak with shares a story about how she has been burned and now doesn't trust herself with money or to show up for the results that she wants. Let's face it, most of us have been chewed up and spit out by the internet marketing culture. Frustratingly, we've been taught for years about investing in concepts that don't actually put money in the bank. And if they do, they are often at the expense of our health. We've been taught how to hope, wish, and visualize, but not taught about profit, a clear sales process, and how to get the money we make to work for us so we don't have to keep working so hard for the monies. We've not been taught things like creating financial security so that you don't have to be shaking your asses on reels at 65. How to use money to free up your valuable time while still making a positive contribution to the economy. Or how to invest in yourself and your business so you can start accumulating other assets that don't require you to work harder day in and day out. In the Bold Profit Academy, we take a tricky subject because we know everyone has all the feels about money, and make it simple for you to make more money to support your family instead of feeling like your contribution doesn't make a difference. Keep more of your money so you can invest in building wealth and not worry about how you're going to live out your years when you don't want to be on social media anymore. Have more than enough so you can support causes you care about without putting your finances in jeopardy, and give you a peace of mind to enjoy what you're creating instead of chasing your tail every month to bring in more money and work harder than ever. One of the things I'm the most proud of is how most women in the Bold Profit Academy are earning back their initial investment in the program within 30 to 60 days. We've intentionally mapped out our onboarding to support this because we know how important it is for you to know without a doubt that you can and will do this. We want to restore that trust, some of that trust that you've lost back into your hands and back into your body. Having spent 10 years in the online space and not always loving the way things are taught, I'm making a bold stand that I wish someone had made for me way back when and approximately 4,011 mistakes ago. Is it time to tell yourself a new story about what it takes to grow a business, about investing in yourself and your financial future so you can build a bold profit business? I think it's time. Join us in the Bold Profit Academy. Visit theboldleadershipRevolution.com/academy to join the waitlist. Hey there. Welcome to another episode of the Bold Money Revolution podcast. I'm your host, Tara Newman. And today I'm here with a really critical topic. It came up on a call, an office hours call inside the Bold Profit Academy. We dug into it there, and I want to just touch base on it on the podcast because I think it's a conversation that we're probably not having that needs to be brought more forward facing to my audience. And the question was around what is our responsibility as business owners? How responsible are we for making sure that, say, a group coaching client finishes or completes the program, right? And I know there's a lot of pressure, and it's leading to a tremendous amount of fatigue and burnout and limited capacity as business owners take on probably way more responsibility than they need to be taking on. And I know that this stems from a good place. I know this stems from a fear of not getting the people who you care about results, not believing in your ability to get people results. Maybe it stems from a fear of someone having a bad experience in your program and requesting a refund, or the very real possibility of them taking their grievances online, which we see happen in lots of different businesses. Just look up any business and look at their Google reviews or Yelp reviews, or take a trip down Reddit or whatever, and you will see people fairly and unfairly debating the merits of any kind of business these days. That is the price we are paying for living in a hyper-connected, very aggrieved society. And it is really polarizing, and it is stressful. And you can really become hyper vigilant in your business, wanting to make sure you're doing the right things, you're being a good girl or boy, and you are being responsible. And I know this comes up around our money. We don't feel responsible with our money. The word responsibility comes up a tremendous amount. And I can certainly tell you that this is something that I have been through myself. I have spent a lot of time gnawing on this and unpacking it for myself. And I'm going to share with you my exercise that I use. And I want you to just pull out a piece of paper. I want you to fold it down the middle. We're going simple. We're going old school. I'm an analog girl at heart. I think that the new digital is really analog. So you're going to take out a sheet of paper, fold it down the middle. And on one side, you're going to say, what is my responsibility? And on the other side, you're going to say, what is not my responsibility? And you are going to answer that question. Not once, not twice, not 10 times. You are going to answer that question over and over and over again, week after week, for as long as you need to answer it until you land on the clarity that you need and the self-belief that's going to come with that clarity around how you show up in the world. And I'm going to read off what I'm responsible for and what I am not responsible for. And this is pretty much true for all of us. And then I'm going to share with you an example that has happened in my business quite recently and how I addressed it, just to kind of like land the point and get this one driven home. So what's my responsibility? To be honest about my knowledge and credentials, to be explicit in who I can help and how I can help them, to demonstrate my work using examples, to tell you I can help you and ask for the sale. That is my responsibility. As a business owner, you have one job, bring in revenue. You are a commissioned salesperson. You all hate when I say that, and I'm going to continue to say it. What do you get paid to do? Make sales. If you don't make sales, you don't get paid, right? So like that top line item of your job description is the commissioned salesperson. So that is your job, to tell people how you can help them and ask for the sale, to have a legal and binding contract reviewed by an attorney that protects myself as the business owner and my customer, to know what my capacity is and my ability to deliver what I say I will deliver, to have a process for my work that is repeatable and works the way I say it will work, to price my services in a way that allows me to show up for my clients, deliver, and to be energized and enthusiastic and excited about the work we're doing together. to tell you how it works and what is expected of you as my client, right? To tell you how my programs and services work and what's expected of you. It's my responsibility to show up in integrity with my company's values and deliver on what I've said. It's your job, it's your responsibility to make sure that you align with my values, that as you listen to this podcast, you're like, oh, yeah, I can get on board with that. I align with the way she's thinking, right? That's on you. That's your responsibility. But it's my responsibility to show up as the person I am here today, talking to you. And this is what you're going to get when you work with me one-on-one. And it's the same person that shows up in the programs. I am in integrity and consistent with the values and my message. It's my responsibility to show up as the solution and not the problem. And I want to expand on this, and I want you to hear what I'm saying. If I'm telling you that I have a system for paying yourself 40 to 50% of your business's revenue, and that my strategies are easy on your energy, I should be paying myself 40 to 50% of my business's revenue and not showing up like a burned out shell of a human who's been mainlining hustle porn, right? I have to be congruent. Everything that we teach you in the Bold Profit Academy, I am doing in my business every day. If you were like, I want to know exactly what Tara does, how she does it, I want templates, I want to see how she thinks, I want to have her write some emails for me, it's all in the Bold Profit Academy. It's in framework, it's in template, so that you can take it and make it your own. It's not a blueprint, it's not dogmatic, right? It's there to get you started, inspired, and moving in the right direction. But I am using those things in my business every day. We have a tool in there called the Daily Sales Activity Map. It's to keep you present every day to sales activity to make sure that you have consistent sales coming in so you have more predictable revenue, even when sales are slow, even when nobody's buying, because that's when it matters most, right? And guess who has just filled out her daily sales activity map? Me. I fill it out too. Okay? I promise. You can see it. I can post them. I can show you. Right? So I want you to know that it's your responsibility to show up as the solution and not the problem. But here's what's not my responsibility. Making sure you show up. Making sure you do the work or doing your work for you. Wanting your results more than you do. Being a mind reader. I can't help offer support. I am really generous in my programs. I really have set my business up in a way that allows me to give powerfully. But you have to ask, and you have to show up, and you have to be present in a number of ways. If you're not somebody who likes coming to calls, that's fine. Post in the group. Don't like posting in the group and being seen that way? That's also fine. We have a support ticket where you can put support questions in and have them answered. Like, we have taken out and away all of the excuses for you to not show up. For this very reason, that's my responsibility, to create a container that is inclusive to different learning styles and to be clear on how you need to show up to get the support you need, because I can't read your mind. It is not my responsibility to offer you support outside of the container that I've provided, especially since I've provided multiple ways for you to get support within the container. It's not my responsibility whether you take my advisement or not. And I always say, like, I make recommendations, you make decisions. I'm clear on my role there. But here's what I see sometimes. People come into the program and it takes time to get results. I'm just being honest. This is, 90 days, 6 months, 9 months, a year. This is how long it takes to get results. And then you're just compounding, keep with it, consistency and compounding and compounding. And there are people who have been in my program for a number of years, and you can just see that result compound over time. But here's what some people do. They get antsy. They're not patient, and they purchase my program, they come in, they start following my process. In their mind, it's not working fast enough. And then they get distracted and they buy something else. And they start going down that rabbit path. That's not my problem. That's not my responsibility. Now, if you come into the program and you say, I just bought this thing, I'll probably call you up on that one and be like, why'd you do that? Are you consistently implementing what we have here? But repeatedly reminding you or cajoling you or coddling you into action, not my responsibility. Your overwhelm, mental health, physical health, not my responsibility. The consequences of your decisions, not on me. That's on you. What you do with your money and how you do it, not my responsibility. I give you a framework. I will answer every single question you have about money. I will support you. But then how you go and implement and execute that, or if you do it at all, not my responsibility. The content you consume in other people's programs, like I was just talking about, that you might join, not my responsibility, because that might be in opposition to the system and process that I've mapped out, right? If you're going to follow a system, follow a system. If you're going to follow a process, follow a process. Because the reason why most business owners aren't getting the results they want is they keep Frankensteining these processes and systems together. I'm going to learn this from free over here, and I'm going to learn this for free over here, and I'm going to take this course over here, and then I'm going to do this thing over here. Well, you know what? Someone's got to hold you accountable to the thing that actually gets results, which is daily consistent action for a long period of time. And that is what I'm responsible for in the program to the best that I could be responsible for it, right? I'm going to remind you it takes time. I'm going to remind you, I'm going to be honest and say it takes 90 days, 60, 6 months. It takes time, right? What you do with that information is not my responsibility. Whether you complete a program is not the program owner's responsibility. You don't complete my program. My program is the back to basics fundamentals that you will need in your business year after year after year after year. It is mastery that is required for the things that I teach. 8 years in, millions of dollars in revenue generated, I'm still implementing. I'm still working on it. I'm still doing those things. And you know what? Making that money gets easier and easier and easier because it's mastery that does it, right? So there's no completion in my program. You choose to leave when you choose to leave. And I have taken programs where I have implemented a single nugget and have gotten so much value, it doesn't matter if I complete the program. What are you looking to accomplish? What value are you looking to get out of a program without having to extract every single drop that someone has to offer? What's like the top 3 things that you want to get out of a program when you join it? What's the most important thing that you implement? Right? Think about it that way. Now I'm going to give you a real life example. We let our one-on-one clients schedule onto my calendar for their sessions, and notoriously, they don't schedule. And what happens is that I have no idea what capacity I have to take on new clients or new work or take time off because their sessions aren't on my calendar. And we remind them and we remind them and we remind them, and still sessions don't get booked. Now, sometimes not a big deal. This year, when I'm monitoring revenue a little more closely because sales are slower this year, big fucking deal. I need to know what my capacity is to take on more work when and if I need to take that work on. So I had to send an email to my clients being really direct and clear about what's my responsibility and what's their responsibility. I'm going to read it to you. Hey, private clients. If you have not scheduled your sessions with me for the year, please make sure you schedule them by March 1st. It's okay if something comes up and we need to reschedule. It's understood that man plans and God laughs, so there is always a session or two that needs to shuffle. By not booking your sessions in advance, the following problem occurs. I don't know what my capacity is for new clients because I see open slots that I can be selling. How it's been. I've always been overly flexible. What's changing? I can no longer be flexible if you aren't booking your sessions in advance. What's at risk? If you don't book your spots in advance, I can't guarantee that you will get times that work best for you. More details. The booking link for you to schedule is here. Need some schedule accommodation? Now is the time to ask. Kendra is the keeper of the schedule. Contact her with all schedule questions, issues, concerns. Please don't message me directly. This is your one and only reminder to get this done by March 1st. If you have an assistant, forward them this message and let them assist you. There will not be an opportunity to rush and get sessions in before the end of the year. Please reply to this email with "You got it, boss," to let me know you received it. Very much looking forward to creating profit and wealth with you this year. With gratitude, Tara. So as you can see in that email, I very clearly mapped out what is my responsibility and what is their responsibility and what happens if they don't take responsibility for the things that I'm asking them to take responsibility for. I hope that you found this podcast episode helpful. We had probably a 30-minute conversation on this in the Bold Profit Academy. And if you like the email I sent, we have tons of email templates in the Bold Profit Academy and are always adding more, whether it's email templates or podcast promotion templates or some kind of social promotion template for, say, like a lead magnet. I love to share with everyone what's working in my business and the templates and use them as examples and case studies so everyone can learn from them. So if you want more content and learning material like this, you're definitely going to want to join us in the Bold Profit Academy. If you've found this podcast valuable, help us develop more bold leaders in the world by sharing this episode with your friends, colleagues, and other bold leaders. Also, if you haven't done so already, please leave a review. I consider reviews like podcast currency, and it's the one thing you can do to help us out here at the Bold Leadership Revolution HQ. We would be so grateful for it. Special thanks goes to Stacey Harris from Uncommonly More, who is the producer and editor of this podcast. Go check them out for all your digital marketing and content creation needs. Be sure to tune into the next episode to help you embrace your ambition and leave the grind behind.